Okay, this is take 11D7 or something. I don't even know. I've lost count. It's been a crazy morning, guys. Lots of stuff going on. Power outage for no apparent reason, and other things. Power outage because it's the state of Texas. That's what it is. But that's okay. I'm feeling good. I got my transatlanticism shirt on, my Lord of the Rings cardigan. It's a good day. Let's talk about the November record collection update or the November record haul, either way you want to call it. And let's go as quickly as we can before something else happens. So I watched a documentary called, well, let me say, first of all, I do have more records than I originally intended. Some of these were pre-orders that finally arrived. Some of these were planned record purchases. I typically have a budget and a plan for what records I'm going to buy, but there's always also records that surprise you. You didn't know they were coming out and you don't want to miss out on them. So you collect those, you grab those. And then of course, I attended my first record store day, which was Black Friday record store day. So let's dive in, shall we? First thing that happened is I watched a documentary called Miss Sharon Jones, and it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. I don't know if it was on Hulu, maybe it was on Prime, Amazon Prime, but it was really, really good. And it definitely led me. I had been debating buying this for a while. It led me to make this purchase, which is It's a Holiday Soul Party with Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings. Sorry about the glare from my computer screen. But this is a fantastic record. It's a soul Christmas album. It's got this really great on the hype sticker. It says, "Finally, a holiday album you can get down to." Grammy-nominated Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings bring you brand new Hanukkah and Christmas originals, as well as soulful renditions of all your favorites on limited edition candy cane colored vinyl. So it's got this beautiful candy cane pinwheel looking pressing, and it included an MP3 card. This has a great song called 8 Days of Hanukkah on it. So if you're a Hanukkah fan, if you celebrate Hanukkah, or if you just want to hear some holiday music that's not Christmas, they got you covered on this. But it's also got some great Christmas songs. One of my favorites on here is Ain't No Chimneys in the Projects, which is a great song. I put it on one of my Christmas mixes one year. Highly recommend. Very good. So one day I was having a bad day, like a really rough, frustrating day, and all I wanted was to go out and spend some time with my wife and go look at records. And so my beautiful, wonderful, amazing wife appeased me, and we went and looked at records. Found about 8 that I was interested in. I was at NTX Vinyl in North Richland Hills, which is in the Painted Tree Marketplace. That's one of my favorite places to go look for records. And so I found about 8 that I was interested in, and my wife kind of helped me narrow it down, and then I made the decision to pick up Funeral by the Arcade Fire. This is just a black pressing, but I'm super excited to have this. I've got a couple other Arcade Fire albums, and this is the first Arcade Fire album I really ever heard, and it made me really enjoy the Arcade Fire's music. Later, I discovered I had a friend who grew up with Win Collier, so that was kind of cool. Did I say Win Collier? I think I meant Win Butler. But anyway, so that was pretty cool, and I know that there's been some controversy about them, but I still really love their music, and this album is one of the last ones I really need. I only have 2 of their albums, but there's about 4 that I really want. So I'm still needing to pick up Neon Bible, but love this one. So a couple of my favorite albums that came out this year were followed by a second album by the same band, which is Insane. And in this case, I've got 2 in a row here where this is their second release for the year, and 2 in a row where the band have some of my favorite releases for the year, which I'll talk about. Over the winter break holiday, I'll do my favorite albums of the year. So, without further ado, I'm talking about Boy Genius. They had The Record come out this year, and this is The Rest. So this is a 4-song EP. It's a 10-inch vinyl record. I ordered this off their website. It has Black Hole, Afraid of Heights, Voyager, and Power. These songs are all really good, but I think Afraid of Heights is definitely the standout track on here. Really good album. Again, I ordered this off their website, and it came on this very bright, like highlighter yellow, translucent yellow. You can't even tell how bright this is for sure. In the video, it looks darker, but it's like a translucent highlighter yellow. It also came with this little booklet, just like the record album did, which is kind of cool. It's got like the lyrics and some pictures and stuff, so fun stuff. love Boy Genius, and they just get better every time they release something. So the next one, also second release of the year, is The National. So The National put out the first 2 pages of Frankenstein this year, which was fantastic. And then they also put out Laugh Track. So it looks like the same cover for the most part, just a few variations. This was on a bright pink vinyl that I ordered off their website. It's a full-length album, and this one is... they've got some really great guests on here, just like they did on the first 2 pages of Frankenstein. So Bon Iver's on here, Phoebe Bridgers is on here again, and then also Roseanne Cash. So some great stuff, really fun to listen to. The National has really blown me away. I'd only really listened to like the Boxer way back when, and hadn't listened to much of their music since then. But the releases this year have made me a National fan for sure. So this was one of my planned purchases for the year, especially around Christmas. I typically have, okay, I'm going to allow myself to buy 2, maybe 3 Christmas albums on vinyl. I love Christmas music, and I love growing my Christmas collection. This was one of the ones I'd planned for. So this is Amy Mann. One More Drifter in the Snow is the name of the album. I worked at Starbucks when this album came out, and we sold it on CD there. This is on a clear vinyl, which you can't really tell, but you can kind of. It's on a clear vinyl. And this is a great album. I really didn't have any Amy Mann music, and I really enjoy her music. But this one has Whatever Happened to Christmas, which is a great song, as well as some traditional favorites. I really highly recommend that. So then, in preparation for Record Store Day, I asked my wife to go with me to check out this record store, because NTX Vinyl is awesome, and NTX Vinyl has 3 locations, but they're basically booths in like a marketplace setting. And because of that, NTX Vinyl is not allowed to participate in Record Store Day. So I decided that I wanted to go to a independent record store and check it out for the first time, which was called St. Marie Records in Fort Worth. And I'm really glad I went, but I wanted to go before Record Store Day so I knew how to get there, and I knew, what the record store was going to be like. So my wife and I went. There were a bunch of albums I was interested in as I kind of perused the racks. In fact, St. Marie had a lot of stuff that I liked, a lot of stuff that was up my alley. I ended up walking away with one. I allowed myself one, which was this one, Bright Eyes, a Christmas album. I love me some Bright Eyes and Conor Oberst. This is on a translucent red vinyl, which is common for Christmas albums especially. This is a great, really kind of melancholy Christmas album, if that's something that you dig, and I do. And so it's a great purchase. I'm really glad that I got it. I've used his version of Blue Christmas before on one of my Christmas mixes. Really good stuff. So then I had a couple bands that I'm lucky enough to be friends with do releases. One of which I had on my podcast. If you've never listened to the Rudie Librarian podcast, I really encourage you to do that. I've had some amazing guests lately. It's a little bit erratic as to when I'm releasing it lately, but when I do, I've been really lucky to have fantastic guests. So in this case, Flying Raccoon Suit has a new album out called Moonflower, and this is a great, really diverse album, but I've really been enjoying it. So I really encourage you to pick this up. They've released a lot of songs on video. It's on this really rich blue, translucent blue. I really love the color. Now there is a splatter variant too. I don't know if it's sold out yet, but I chose this blue color, and I'm glad that I chose it. Blue's my favorite color, and that is absolutely like one of my favorite shades of blue. So Flying Raccoon Suit. This has like ska, it's got like some jazz, some blues, some soul. It's got like a mix of, punk, some harder vocals in here at times. Really, really fun. Highly recommend it. Definitely pick that up. And then right about the same time, I found out about another band, which they share a couple band members, or at least one, I think 2, which is Joystick. Joystick out of New Orleans, Flying Raccoon Suit out of Mississippi. This is an EP called the Dwell EP, or just called Dwell, but it's really great. It's got 4 tracks. It's got LFO, Boxes, House Guest, and Note to Self, and it's outstanding. It's on this sort of blood red colored vinyl, And the second side is like a sort of behind the scenes track by track commentary, which is kind of fun. Um, but really great album. Really hope that you'll check that one out as well. My dog is barking outside, so I may have to stop her soon. Okay, so then I was in Walmart, and I shouldn't have been near the vinyl. I blame myself. I shouldn't have been near the vinyl. But I'm glad I was, because when I was there, I found this record that was pressed by my friend at Unoriginal Vinyls. And so I was really happy to pick up the Zach Brown Band, The Foundation. I don't have a ton of country music in my collection, but this one is one I definitely wanted. It's on this really beautiful, I think it's, there you can kind of tell, it's a real light, kind of almost like blue-gray. Hold the phone, timeout. Okay, thought I was going to have to go stop my dog. Of course, the second I unpause it, my dog's barking again. I'm going to power through. So, it's like a blue-gray color pressing. This has a lot of like my favorite Zach Brown songs. If I was going to get one album, this would be the one that's got it. It's got Toes, Chicken Fried, let's see here, Jolene, it's got Free. Actually, the more I listened to it too, the more I was like, oh, I know this song. Like a lot of the songs, especially on side A, I was like, oh, I know all these songs. So really good Zach Brown Band. And it came with this, which just slid up into the front, this VIP pass replica. All right, I'm going to go deal with my dog. All right, we power through, right? So I mentioned I was doing Record Store Day. This is my first time to ever go to Record Store Day, so I want to talk just briefly about my experience at Black Friday Record Store Day. It was great. I know that this was one that didn't have quite the same draw because there wasn't a Taylor Swift album, but there was a pool for the Olivia Rodrigo and the Noah Kahan, I don't know. And I wasn't there for either of those, which worked out well for me. I got there at 5 o'clock, and my record store opened at 7 a.m., and I was number like 11 in line. And I was able to get the two things that I wanted absolutely easily, which was awesome. I also picked up this poster. They had two different posters that they had 20 printings of each. They had each one printed 20 times. I picked up this poster as sort of a memory of my first record store day at St. Marie Records. And I definitely think that I'll try and go again. It was worth it for me. So I've got to get that framed and hung up. But yeah, kind of a neat little memento. One of the records I was there for was this one, which is Norah Jones is Playing Along. So if you haven't seen this, Norah Jones has a podcast in which she has different musicians on, and they talk about music and different things, and they perform songs, typically the other artist's songs, in which Norah kind of adds some of her flair to some of her piano and her vocals. And it's really diverse. So like, for instance, this album is some of her early guests, about 12 of her guests. She's been doing this she's in her third season now, third year or whatever. And so far she's had Jeff Tweedy from Wilco, Tariana Tank Ball from Tank and the Bangas, Mavis Staples, Mark Rebier, Chris Thiele, who has done so many things, Valerie June, the rapper Logic, Brian Blade, Rodrigo Amarante, Sasha Dobson, Lucas Nelson, and Bedouin. And it's really diverse, and I'm really loving it. And she's had some amazing guests on that she hasn't put on this album, so I hope she does like a volume 2 and a volume 3, because like she did Andrew Bird and M. Ward and Rufus Wainwright and LaVey, and they've all been amazing, and I want to see them on vinyl. So I could see her possibly not doing LaVey. I'll explain why later, but maybe so. But anyway, this beautiful blue translucent vinyl, and yeah, that was my first record store day pickup. That was the one I wanted the most. So the same day that came, that I went to record store day, I also picked up this album. So these are a little bit out of order, but it took a while for the second record store day album to be put in Discogs, and I just kind of pulled these out of Discogs order. This is black vinyl, but another Christmas album, Samara Joy, A Joyful Holiday. This is an EP, two-time Grammy winner Samara Joy's first collection of holiday music. So this is this beautiful kind of intimate jazz. It's got Warm in December, Twinkle Twinkle Little Me, featuring Sullivan Fortner, the Christmas song, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, Oh Holy Night, and then another version of the Christmas song, this time with Antonio McClendon. So, really, really great. I've really been enjoying getting to know Samara Joy's music. I think she's incredibly talented, beautiful voice, and I've definitely been on like more of a soulful jazz kind of kick lately. So I wanted to add Samara Joy to my collection, and I can never get enough Christmas music. So, okay, my second record store day pickup was this album here, and that is Rilo Kiley's Under the Blacklight. So I definitely am a Rilo Kiley and a Jenny Lewis fan. I just saw Jenny Lewis performing with the Postal Service when my wife and I saw Death Cab for Cutie and the Postal Service in concert, and it was awesome. I've loved Jenny Lewis for a long time, since she was in the movie The Wizard. But I didn't have any Rilo Kiley or solo Jenny Lewis stuff on vinyl, so I was excited to pick this up. This is on, and it's hard to tell the color. Let's see if you can tell it if I take it out. It might be a little easier. This is on this translucent purple. You definitely are not getting a real vibe for that color. But so translucent purple, love that album. That's the fourth and final album from Rilo Kiley, and it's my second Record Store Day vinyl album that I picked up at the same time. Now, I will say, having had like a week or so since Record Store Day, I look back on it and I think I would have picked up at least one more, and I should have planned for it better. So I want to encourage you, if you do Record Store Day, take your time reading over the list and thinking about what you want, because the other one that I wanted is kind of a little harder to find now. You can buy it on Discogs, but you can't get it from any record stores because it's already sold out. And that is that there was a My Morning Jacket Christmas album that I would have loved to have picked up. Still hope to. We'll see. We'll see. Last thing I picked up, again, sort of blame myself. I needed to kill some time after work one day, so I went to Barnes and Noble, and I did that to pick up a Christmas gift for someone. But I went in the record store, the record area, and was looking around. I almost made it out. I saw a bunch of stuff, so I was like, I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. Oh, that's cool, but I don't need that. I'm good. And then last place I would have looked, I was just about to walk out of the record area. I found this, and I was like, oh, I need that. I bought it. So, and that is LaVey's Bewitched. LaVey is someone I've just discovered. This is her second full-length album. I love it. It's very soulful jazz. She plays piano and guitar and cello, and sings, and she has this like kind of deep alto voice. And recently she's done a little short 2-song Christmas EP with Nora Jones, which is coming out on 7-inch, which you'll see in an upcoming, probably my December record store or record collection update. But I needed to grab this. It's awesome. And I got it on this bright orange vinyl. So all in all, it ended up being 14 records and a poster, which is way more than I intended to. But I kind of don't regret it. I'm really glad that I got the ones that I got. So let me know what you got this month in your record store collection. I love seeing record updates online, and I can't wait to see what you got. And I'll see you in December when I do my December update, and then I do my favorite albums of the year. So have a great day.